Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Today is August 10th. We are coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. Shout out to my boys, his birthday, Cheeto. Happy birthday, bro. We're going to get right into it.
Dipset.
Oh, we're going straight to it.
Let's go, man.
All right.
I know you. Hey, man, that was one of my favorite verses, the Dip.
Hey, man.
Set versus
that
the
was
Locks.
So explosive.
It was very explosive.
Like, I really enjoy the Locks. Jadakiss, you know, it's something about that name, Jason. You know, it's just something about that name, Jason. But Jadakiss came with it, and every song was fire.
Shout out to the energy of the whole verses. I'm just saying it went up. It was more than we expected. We were already talking about it.
What's up, Larry?
Of course, the energy that was in that room was more than expected. So, you know, shout out to the Dipset and the Locks.
That nigga Jada was like, they're cheating.
Y'all handled that.
The fight is fixed.
The fight is fixed.
And I was here for all the shenanigans. So,
oh,
you know what I'm saying?
God. Look, man. Look.
Nah, to me, it just being a real fan of hip hop, it was just like beautiful. It was like you can't ask for much more than that. You got to see two crews. It was in New York. It was in the Garden.
Yes.
Like, that's crazy. In the Garden.
Man, can you imagine how packed that was? In the Garden?
Yo, man.
Bro.
Shout out to Fat Joe, too, man. I was watching him go live afterwards, and he was like, that was that shit. He said, man, I went to White Castle. He said after he said, because I just wanted to keep it all the way New York.
Hey, man.
I was like, man, it felt like electricity was in the room. That moment, I want to get a poster, man. When Jadakiss did the freestyle, right before that was like,
hey, man,
that should have been on Sports Center.
It was like,
what's up, Jedi Knight?
The Locks had so much heat, and Dipset just could not keep up.
You know what, man? That's the interesting part, because I feel like Dipset has commercial success, and they have like all these hit records. Yeah. But you could tell like the Locks was meticulous, and that they one of the people where it's like, this is not a battle, right? And they're like, yeah, it's not a battle. We're just having fun.
So we gonna do this.
We just having fun.
Yeah,
and really,
we just having fun. No.
And really, they like, it's a battle.
We about to body these cats. And they, man, you know, it was a good performance on both sides. I mean, I am weighing heavily on the Locks because I just, you know, I'm familiar with the music.
Yeah.
They did set the bar high, and just like Jada said, they have Grammys.
I was about to say that. We got Grammys. They got Grams. Exactly. Oh, my. I was like, this dude, he won't stop.
Yeah, shots was fired.
In
a good way. You know what I mean? So
I feel you lot, too. He brought up a good point. He said whack DJ. Now.
Well, no.
Something. Well, go ahead. You might be about to say what I
want to say the Locks DJ had it moving. They had it pumping. Right, I don't know about the Dipset DJ. No disrespect, I just feel the Locks DJ was giving us more of a feel versus, you know, the other DJ. You know,
so Sheik Luch, the next day, he went on the Sway in the Morning show, right? And he was basically like, the reason why he felt like they had an advantage was when they had just did a show, and he said like Jules Santana has his own DJ. Jim Jones has his own DJ. Cameron has his own DJ.
Oh,
so we got one DJ that works with all of us. So their chemistry, and they was practicing, their chemistry was clearly there.
Okay. See, that's different.
I felt like they had audibles. You know,
like the DJ is like really the navigator. It's
like the heartbeat.
Yeah. It's like, you know,
like the drums.
He's like Shaq in the Lakers. He was, you know, the main nucleus. Everything goes through Shaq. You know, when you have a DJ, the DJ plays an imperative part of a party, a concert, everything. You know, the DJ in the beginning started it off with
two
everything.
Turntables and a microphone.
Exactly.
That's it, man.
Yes.
So the DJ, it's like just moving the crowd. And I felt like every time they had a moment to have momentum, they planned for it. That's the beautiful part about it. It was like They're
gonna play balling.
Look, they played Welcome to New York City.
Oh.
And then right after that, I got 100 guns, 100 clips.
And I'm from New York.
I will say this though, you know, the showmanship of that of the.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, the showmanship of that verses was prevalent to me because honestly, when you look at the fact that Puff Daddy, P Diddy, you know, Mr. Love himself, and shout out to the new cover photo shoot that they did on the.
That was a very nice. Hey, dope. Shout out to Diddy and his daughters. That was a very nice photo shoot.
Exactly, yes. But I do want to say that I think that the showmanship of the Lox was also that of you know, higher caliber because they had that tour with him. But I don't know.
Oh, I hope there's nobody calling for the show. I'm not even connected today.
Opinion.
Yeah. So
that I hope that's not Damon.
Yeah, you gotta tell him to call you if that is Damon. If that's Damon, hold on, because we had him calling in today. But yeah, I felt like Puff Daddy gave him some pointers. Everybody gave you know, the Lox, I think, the underdog ranking. Like going into it, you could tell like the Lox were not the favorite. But I was saying, like, if you even go back to the last show and when we talked about it that day, I said, man, don't be surprised because the Lox have
and we are in
hits.
LA.
They got features. They got
caller, are you there?
Yo, whatever.
What's up, David?
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring a guest host today, my boy Damon. He's always in the comments, you know, helping us out. So you're gonna be a special guest today because Lynden is out. Hope everything is going on is okay with Lynden. We are talking about Damon, the
Dipset
versus Dipset with the Lox. Was you able to catch that?
Jadakiss is a little dude. He's a little dude. Dude's named Jason.
Oh, see, okay, I see where you go with this. Oh, okay, I see where you go with this. Okay, I see where you go with this. He's not fair. He's cheating. Oh man, okay, I see where you go with this. All right, nah.
Yeah.
Hey, it was live though. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't see all of it though, but it went, and you know, it's evident. Lox sold it down way better.
Right.
They controlled the crowd. I like the fact that they were actually rapping. Like, sometimes when you rapping over the music and you don't know the words exactly clean and crisp, it sounds just muffled.
Yeah, it's like roar. And they didn't have no rapping over the words. It just went straight through. Yeah, man.
And I felt like he also, everything that he pointed out that the Dipset was doing, they was also doing, because they rapped over some of the words too, but they did it better. They was talking before the songs, but they did it better.
Right.
It's like they was walking up on them. Everything they did, it was like, yo, I'm gonna control the crowd, I'm gonna control the narrative. We're gonna set up songs, we're gonna segue out of songs. Where Dipset kind of showed up like, we Dipset. We got hit records, we're gonna come out here and just press play.
They're cheating.
Yeah, so
the fight is fixed.
Got some of the favorite memes from that evening. I just wanted to show. This is Jules Santana.
Jules Santana dressed like the laundry pile in the corner of your bed.
You know what?
Oh my God.
It said
Cameron when he tried to do a freestyle.
Hey, that was a major moment too when the crowd kind of didn't want to hear Cam freestyle. Like, it's over.
Like, dude. Like, let it go, bro. He should have did it in the beginning, though.
Yeah, he should have.
You know, it's like
Jadakiss out here collecting versus stones like Thanos. Because he also beat Fab. He did take down Fabulous.
Oh my God.
The internet is undefeated all the time.
All right, man. We gotta move right along. Wait, but that's one more.
This is my favorite one. Jada every time you get on the mic. More violence. Yes.
Oh my gosh, it has me in tears.
Moving right along. Nick Cannon recently did an interview kind of defending him having all these babies. He said, that his take on fatherhood and having multiple babies, mamas, he was just basically saying that the women are the ones who are choosing to, have him.
Women are the nucleus. That's pretty much what I got from what he was saying. You know, they actually control the base of the family. You know, and of course that's true. You know, most things that's going on through, you know, the household, the woman knows way before the man does.
But I mean, you know? I don't know. People are criticizing him because they're saying, okay, like the excessive amount that he's had in a short amount of time.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't think it's like the number of kids. Who cares? You know
who cares
I mean?
if
I mean, not about kids like in that way, but it's
who
like,
cares about these damn kids?
Who cares about
I'm just
how many kids the next man is having? You know what I mean? But I think it's because it seemed like it's like a back-to-back thing. You know, that he's even a concern.
So the thing is, when you have that many kids in such a short time, I think people are forgetting the fact that this dude is rich.
Wealthy.
So they're looking at it like, okay, yeah, there's a lot more to being a father than just providing money. But it's no doubt in my mind, man, that this is not the typical.
So even when you say wealthy, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so just because, like, so if people are in different places or in different wherever, is it like a compound, or are they under the same roof? Because even if you're rich and wealthy, how do you give the baby your time? You know,
I don't know how he's running this.
Ain't nothing wrong with any of it, though. In my opinion, I mean, the bruh got the means, even if they in separate places or if they're in the same compound, he can move around lightning speed on the private jet or whatever. Daddy of the year, you know, it's separate from these dudes trying to get from hood to hood in the Altima. Where they baby mamas
right.
Yeah, he can send jets for his kids,
and it's not a mystery.
Yeah,
and no one's being lied to either. You know what I'm saying? He's not trying to hide kids or anything like that. So,
and that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
You're not out here saying, oh yeah, you know, you didn't know it was another kid here. I mean, everybody knows everything. So that's a very good point, Damon.
He is fully transparent. So I can, you know, I got to give him to him for that.
It's not like he's being a deadbeat father. I think. Like when you initially hear of any man having a lot of kids with multiple women, those images just pop up in your head of the stereotype of like, oh, this is another deadbeat dad out here making babies in every other neighborhood.
I mean, don't get me. I mean, and one thing he does says is, you know, in the interview, he's not, you know, it's not a possession type thing, you know, like where, you know, I guess the common situation is marriage, and it's, you know, like a property thing. You know, he says it's a Eurocentric type of idea. That's what he says in his interview, you know. So he's like, the women are, you know, adding to, you know, the situation and, you know, like back and forth, but it's not like a property type scenario. So, you know, they are both adding to each other's situation. So, I mean, I don't. If that's the way he feels he wants to choose.
Hey, shout out to Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
Song, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And Jedi Knight says you have to be careful who you lay down with because you don't know what they might have. I mean, that is
true. I mean, he is saying that, he did say that, you know, he goes and gets checked and everybody going to the doctor. So you clean, you clean.
I feel like Lynden would have a lot to say about this one right now. He might even get triggered again.
Lynden's trigger.
Yeah. This might be a post show trigger. So moving on now. Where is it? Okay, Texas. Senate recently passed a bill that removes the requirement for MLK, suffrage of Native Americans, Ku Klux Klan, and a lot of other things such as slavery to be taught in school. So they're kind of no longer requiring that. And, you know, we covered in a previous podcast about the you know, people wanting to do away with the whole idea of
they want
supremacy and racism.
They want to make slavery look like it was like a servitude, or
and saying you're teaching hate.
Yeah,
you know,
that's some bullshit. I'm sorry.
You know, I think this just goes back to how was it? I mean, was it ever really taught anyway? You're always learning history out of school. Everything I really learned about history, it wasn't really like in a textbook that I had. You know,
no, I mean, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I just really think that it is a ongoing effort from families and also institutions to keep it going in a way that can be expressive and not hurtful to people. Because just like they talk about like trauma TV and trauma, you know, trauma porn and all this kind of stuff, whatever, it is a way that we need to maybe like approaches so people can not feel uncomfortable about it, because I think it's not the people who were the victims of it that are feeling uncomfortable. It's the people who, you know, actually like who are the oppressors who
it's like, why we need to pat y'all on the back like it's okay for what y'all did to us? No.
Now look, I can even
absolutely not.
Go ahead, Damon. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that it's just obvious that we just need to have more and more of our own institutions and stop relying on, you know, the people that have oppressed us and offended us the most.
Yes, I agree.
The ones that educate
we do not need their permission to. Go ahead, Damon. I'm sorry.
Right. This is just a signal to me that they're trying to let us know that this country was and always will be a white nation, and that you know, either you get with it or you get on. So we need to do what we got to do. Period.
I agree. Right. You know, like I said, I do not feel that we need their permission to teach each one of us our history, finances, or how to get ahead in life. You know,
and don't let it die. Be seekers of knowledge. Don't just sit up here and believe everything that you see. Don't let it end at the school. You know, just like disciplining and teaching your own children.
Exactly.
But I could even kind of see in a certain way, not teaching about some of these issues, but things like MLK, Martin Luther King. I mean, for that to be not taught about, that's like basic,
that's basic
civil rights. You know what I mean? Like that.
Like, how you gonna have a holiday and then you can't talk about it in class?
We're gonna have a day off of school, but you can't talk about why you
come from. Some black guy.
Just go ahead and say it. Like, first of all, that MLK is like the only. I mean, he's like one of how many? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the only holiday.
MLK is like. I mean, he's like an icon that's like driven into the ground.
Right.
Every year, by every school district, all of the time.
Right.
It's so many other people who have been so prevalent in our history, in our nation, period. And it's like that's all you constantly hear about. I'm not saying I'm tired of the day, or I don't want to hear about it, or I don't want to these kids to be taught that. But honestly, let's move on and talk about some other things.
It's like they say though, like his history is his story, because this made me think: has this happened before?
Yes.
Have other people been erased that we don't know about?
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Been burned, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you go back, let's say a couple hundred years, who got erased? Who got, you know, who did they say, we don't need to talk about this anymore?
Have noses been blasted off of sculptures?
Speak on it.
Shoot the nose off the Sphinx.
I mean,
don't talk about,
saying,
don't.
You know, like George Washington Carver and the peanut, now they telling us that peanuts ain't good for you no more. Man, I'm like, what's going on with history? Our life is just messed up.
Bro,
man,
yeah, exactly.
Revelation.
So,
I just want to say this. If you're listening right now, hit the like button.
Like,
if you're in the chat room, hit the like button. If you like what you hear, tell somebody about us. Like, subscribe, and share like Jason said.
It's free 99.
Art, Beauty, Equilibrium podcast. Thank you.
And as far as eugenics and the Ku Klux Klan, I've never, ever heard either one of those being discussed and when I was coming up in the classroom.
Right.
Of course, because they don't want to make them sound bad.
Yeah, like never.
But if you live in that area and you see a parade, a KKK, because they're happening even right now, you know what I mean?
Right.
You're going to want to know. You might want to know what's going on or who those people are.
You're absolutely right.
Are they going to talk about the Capitol trying to be overthrown, you think, in the future?
They're not calling the insurrection, so, you know. They're not calling the
Today's lesson.
Calling the insurrection, so what... You know what I mean?
Today's lesson on the insurrection. Yeah, I think that those type of things get erased, and you become like that old historian in the barbershop. It's like, I remember when they tried to take over the Capitol.
Exactly.
And people looking at you, man,
like,
you full of it.
What are you talking about exactly?
Yeah. And you got to go and Google it.
Yeah.
And because we just watched a documentary called Wait, look, if y'all get a chance, it's called Wait a Cotton Picking Minute.
It's on
Still
Amazon.
on the plantation.
Dude.
Hey, man.
Please watch this. It's people that's been slaves.
Did y'all tell me about this?
Damn.
I mentioned it to you. You get listen. So
it was.
Go ahead.
These people were still being slaves in 2009.
Yes.
All right.
Like
look.
Not in jail slaves.
No. And was so cold. Remember, Cherie came in and was like, "Y'all playing?" And we don't want to show it to you, but since you saying we playing, we clicked it on. Her mouth dropped. Like, man, I can't believe this shit.
2009.
Yes.
Yeah.
They said this woman said she was eating worms.
Birds.
Grasshoppers. Crickets. Yes, birds, rabbits, without a hot pot. So they wasn't even cooking this shit. And this shit was crazy. My bad. I'm triggered. My bad.
First of all.
Look. Oh, my God.
Where's the Wi-Fi at? Where was the TV? What are you talking about?
It's certain laws where basically you could be accused of a crime. You could be, you can go to a little small town court and you can pretty much be accused in a limbo where if you leave the plantation, you now go to the legal system, which is already against you in some of these smaller towns. No. So you're on the plantation indefinitely, like until you, get in their good graces.
Like pretty much,
it's legal. It's legal.
Django. I need to get the Django out here to come rectify this situation.
Hey man, but it's called
way to cotton picking. Man, it's still on the plantation.
This shit is crazy. When I say it's a humbling ass experience, man, you guys got to watch it.
And it's just FYI, full disclosure, it's kind of grainy. It's not the best like cinematography, but if you want a shock and just to see that some of this stuff is still going on as recent as,
Now, I'm pretty sure they still got slaves over
just there. Imagine like Barack Obama is the president and you're like a slave.
Oh my gosh.
In America.
That shit's crazy.
Crazy. Man. So moving on to
thank you, because I couldn't do it fast enough. Please,
I couldn't even make it through the documentary, to be honest. It's very, very disturbing, but it's out there if you want to seek out that information. What do you bring to the table? So this topic came up because there was another podcast. It was a panel of young people, and there was a few of the women that were saying what they brought to the table. And one of the men asked, well, what are you bringing to the table that I can't purchase, that I can't pay for? It was things like, I cook, I clean, I this and that. And he was like, well, I can get a maid, I can get a chef.
He said, I have a chef. I got somebody meal prepping for me once a week, giving me food. He was like, so what do you really bring to the table besides sex? And
you can pay for that too.
Yeah.
If you want to.
You actually can pay for that. So. And going into that, I know this is kind of off topic. I did not like the fact that the lady said, if I'm making more than my dude, then I feel like I can come out reckless when I want, because I'm making more money than you. And that's not love. That's not building a union. It's like
It's not, but that's gonna haunt you, because if that's the type of relationships you get into, that's gonna always supersede everything. So a person like that is also going to take more disrespect if the wallet is right. You know what I mean? Right. Because you basically are letting it be known, I'm willing to treat a person in a way disrespectful, talk to them crazy based on money. So what happens when you make a lot of money?
Exactly.
Now you get to talk to me disrespectful.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to feel a certain way about it.
But once again, what do you feel you bring to the table?
What should someone bring to the table?
That's a good question.
Because somebody said in that comment, they said, he's an independent man that don't need a woman. And I thought that was hilarious, because it's like, I felt her answer was wrong. Like, if somebody asks you, what do you bring to the table in a relationship? And you say, I cook and I clean.
And I make sure, that's
legit. That's what you're saying you bring to the table.
And it's like she said, I dress you. And it's like, I don't know, to each his own, but I haven't met a woman who can cook. Well, I don't even care about cooking too much. Just, I don't need no gourmet meals. Give me some tacos. I don't give a fuck. I eat cereal every morning. Like, I'm trying to get out the house, But I don't know a woman who can clean better than I can, And I give women fits when it comes to it. I dress women. So to dress me, you're out of your league. So
Jason's like,
bragging.
I don't mean to.
I'm not bragging, but I'm not bragging, but it is what it is, as far as like interior decorating, my little brother's moms can do that for me. Shout out to Lomi Design,
Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Jay Alexander.
People need to relax on the pressure.
Exactly.
The pressure is just be a unit. Just ask what I want. Ask I'm gonna ask what you want. Let's do the things that make
why
our lives
not
easier.
Put it all in one pot. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why not put it all in one pot? I cook, you cook.
Right.
I clean, you clean. Right. I pay bills, you pay bills. We both save for vacations. Why can't we, if it's going to be a we and we're supposed to be equal, why can't we do everything together? But I hear too much where a woman's like, I'm not paying for the bills. What the fuck? So why are you here?
Well, don't ever say what you're not going to do. First of all, that's my motto.
Thank you. Yeah, that's number one. You know.
You find yourself doing it.
You know, and it's like, you're gonna have to pay for something, you know. And, you know, like, it's been several times where I hear a woman say, well, I'm going to take care of the kids. It's like, so what does that mean? I get to just go to work all day. When I come home, I just look at the kids and be like, hey, kids, and go to and you're going to take care of the kids? No, I'm going to have to help with homework, you know, like take them to the games, to the doctor also. So I'm contributing too. So if I'm doing all that, shouldn't you also contribute on the other side as far as financial?
Right, facts.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know, if it's fair, if it's equal. You know, but
I mean, I feel like, you know, all of these stories are individual. Relationships are never cookie cutter.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it can be finances. We're talking about emotional support. All these things need to be worked out on an individual basis. All this stuff, you know, I understand that there's this big thing going around about trying to call women out for being accountable and taking more inventory about more inventory about, you know, how they see themselves and how they fit in relationships and power and leverage and all that stuff. But, you know, once you're dealing with someone you like that likes you and y'all want to make something work, the communication lines are open and y'all going to nail it out. Y'all going to hammer it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All this stuff that's going around is mainly entertainment. It's cool stuff to talk about, but for real, what are we really talking about?
I mean, and I feel like, just to piggyback off of that, right? I feel like in a relationship, you gotta like let go of all of these because all this shit is superficial.
Yeah, it's superficial.
Like a real genuine connection with somebody. You're gonna have moments where you can't even put into words what somebody does for you or provides for you. You know what I mean?
And when you have all those preconceived thoughts and ideas, it just makes things so much difficult when you are faced with the challenge your own self, you know.
It's too many speed bumps when you're navigating through life.
What up, Mimi? Yeah. See, I also feel like people are so interested in justifying what they do. It's like, if you want to just date, just date. If you want to do whatever you want to do, you don't got to justify it. I feel like they're trying to make a reason, oh, this is why I'm not married. That's not why you're not married. You don't want to be married.
You don't want to compromise.
That's the bottom line. It's like, if you want to compromise, and if you find somebody, like you mentioned earlier, that y'all mesh together, then it motivates you to make changes. I want to say
this before we run out of time. No, I'm sorry, George.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
But I want to say, you know, how many degrees you got and how much money you make for a woman is not a flex.
Facts.
Period. So
you're absolutely
right. What I'm saying? You know, talk about some of them softer skills that you have, and that'll kind of help you out with the dudes that you're trying to get with.
Yes.
I think you shouldn't even be flexing in a relationship.
No one should be flexing. No
Period.
One.
Like, that's not that's not like a good thing to get flexed on.
It's not a good thing.
Especially in a relationship.
One of my customers' moms said it and I say this often. You know, you get more flies with honey than shit. You know, so I hope that, you know, resonates with everybody. You know, anybody else has anything else to say before we head out? Because, you know, I
just want to say thank everybody for tuning in and all of the comments. It was dope today. I had a lot of good points.
Yes, I want to thank Damien for coming on the show. Really appreciate that, man. You know,
ain't nothing wrong with being in love, man.
Yeah.
Don't we making it seem like it's a terrible thing.
When we getting back to these love songs, bro? That's what we need to get some more R&B up in the
I mean, it's cool, but it's also nothing wrong with shopping around and just dating and doing your thing and just hooking up.
Hey, man.
You could do it without, you don't got to make an excuse. You don't got to justify it. You don't got to answer to nobody. Do you?
Yeah.
And if somebody come along that you happen to fall in love with and y'all vibe and mesh and y'all got each other's back, make it happen.
Right.
There it is. Yeah.
That's it. It ain't complicated.
Work together.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys, before we get out of here. It's truly an honor, you know.
Oh, man.
Thanks for making me a celebrity for a day.
Yo.
Thanks, David. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, man.
No problem.
Later.
Y'all have a good day. Good Tuesday. We'll see y'all next week.